Hey folks, welcome back to Honey Money SG. Now this time, it is the February BTO official launch, and in this video I'll walk through some of the BTO details as well as the site plan so that it can help you make a better review and analysis of which project to go for and which unit you may want to select. So with that, let's move on to the HDB official website. Let's go. Alright folks, so I know this video will be focused on 2-room flexi, but let me just go through a bit of details from Dakota Crest first, right? So for this Dakota Crest project, the estimated completion date is around 4th quarter 2027. That's a really long time, right? Like 5 years from now. Estimated waiting time 63 months. And the total flat types and number of units are as such: 40 units for type 1, 81 units for 2-room flexi type 2, 3-room 80 units, 4-room 242 units, total 443 units. And I just take a look at this artist impression first. I think this would be the best looking BTO project for the February 2022 already. I look at the other pictures, all don't look really nice other than this. Maybe because more expensive, then built a bit nicer. Okay, then this is the internal area, nothing much. But let's go on to the site plan. I just want to focus on 2-room flexi for this video, right? Okay, so let's take a look at the site plan. We do have all the usual playground, fitness station and pavilion stuff. We do have a childcare center at number 7. So where is number 7 is over here at the multi-story car park as usual. So the first floor is usually situated for the childcare center. And then all your 2-room flexi flats are actually facing the old airport road, other than stack 138 and 140, where it's the more inner part. So the rest of the 4-room units are actually having a nicer view because they are facing the Geylang river. Now you know, right? Because you're facing the water, repeat after me, better feng shui and wealth will flow through your house. Okay, but if you don't believe in feng shui, it doesn't really matter. So for 2-room flats, there are only these 6 stacks, right? Depending on type 1 or type 2. So type 1 is the smaller one, and then type 2 is the deeper red color and slightly larger than type 1. Okay, later we'll take a look at the internal floor plan to show you guys how is it built out. But I'm just observing the perimeters, right? And you can see this project is actually like a L shape. So from the main road, it's actually quite a distance for these 4-room flats. But I think it's good also for these residents because more tranquil, away from the traffic, more serene, more peace. Because the traffic can get really heavy at Old Airport Road, right? So you are avoiding the traffic noise. But on the flip side, it means you have to walk out more unless you drive up. Because there's an existing bus stop here where you can take public transport, or even the MRT station of Dakota is nearby. So with that, let's take a look at the 2-room flexi, which is the focus of this video, right? So let's take a look at the flexi type 1 internal floor area around 36 square meters. Price between 205 to 239,000 Singapore dollars. And take a look at the layout. Okay, for 2-room flexi, it will be really small because it's just 36 square meters. Okay, there is no difference between the top and the bottom picture, just that the bottom picture will have the floor finishes, right? But otherwise, I think the layout is the same. Once you enter from the main door, you have a really small kitchen on your left. The bathroom water closet is on the center, and then at the end there is a living and dining space coupled with the bedroom with a sliding door. I think it will be a really small unit similar to those studio apartments in private condominiums. So just set your expectations right. If you don't really need a big space, then you can just go for the type 1, which is obviously lower demand, right? So now let's take a look at type 2, which is a slightly larger one at 46 square meters, and the price is between $236 to $315 in the Dakota Crest 2-room flexi type 2, right? So we take a look at the internal floor. And here is the floor plan, right? Approximate floor area of 46 square meters, which is 46 for the internal floor, and then 2 square meters for aircon ledge. So this time a bit different from type 1. So after entering from the main entrance, you have your bathroom and water closet on your right side, right? So you'll be greeted with a bathroom and then with a household shelter, this time at the entrance. Your kitchen is more at the center and it's more like a bigger L-shaped kitchen, so you can put in more appliances here. But of course, if you don't want the fumes to heat your living room or your bedroom, then you better go and build a partition or a glass partition, right? Just to separate out the fumes. And the difference between type 1 and type 2 is that you have this central space, which you could segregate out to be another small bedroom for a live-in helper, or you have a live-in family member, then they can use this room. But otherwise, if you're not using it, you can designate it like a home office for your study or work purposes. I think that's a good use of the space as well. Okay, I kind of expect this layout to be the same for the 2-room flexi flats for the other few projects, but let's just go through what the other 2-room flexi looks like, right? And let's start with Grove Spring at Yishun, okay? We look at the 2-room flexi. So for type 1 in Grove Spring is between 102 to 121,000 Singapore dollars. And if we look at the floor plan, it's exactly the same as the type 1. There really is no difference, right? The kitchen is on the entrance and then toilet in the center, and then you have a bedroom attached to the living and dining room. I think this time my analysis will be really easy. Everything is the same, right? I assume type 2 will be the same, okay? Price between 118 to 145,000 Singapore dollars. Yeah, so type 2 for Grove Spring is the same. I don't need to explain much. Basically, you have this additional space which you could use for a helper's room or a study or home office room. And then the toilet's at the front, right? So that's for Grove Spring. Next, we look at Boardwalk, Yishun Boardwalk. So Yishun Boardwalk also has 2-room flexi flats, right? We take a look at it. So for type 1 at Yishun Boardwalk, slightly cheaper at 95,000 to 126,000 dollars, and the layout is the same. Okay, I don't need to go through. This time really everything is the same. Just carbon copy. Okay, and then the type 2. Let's take a look at type 2. Got any difference or not? Any difference? Okay, easily you can tell no difference. Everything is just mirror image of the other, right? L-shaped kitchen, no special layouts that I could talk about, no balcony, no other stuff that you should take note of. I think most importantly for this project in February, you have to look at whether it's non-optional finishes or not, because some people may not like that. So I think that's something you have to discuss with your partner, whether you like those non-optional finishes selected by HDB. But otherwise, I think if we just look at all the 2-room flexi types, the only difference is the price, right? This is for Park Flora at Tengah, 132,000 to 152,000 for a 2-room flexi type 1. More expensive than Yishun, definitely. But no difference in terms of the floor plan. Everything is exactly the same carbon copy. I don't have to explain much, right? You all see this plan until you're familiar already. Next time you all can come and do YouTube video better than me. Okay, and then for the type 2, you have a price range of 157,000 to 182,000 for Park Flora Tengah. And exactly the same floor plan. So I think I can just use one floor plan to explain for everything, right? Maybe let me just take some time to explain the 2-room features between a single and a senior citizen, because you must understand that singles cannot purchase 2-room flexi in the mature estate. So that means for your Dakota Crest, if you're a single above age 35, you cannot apply for Dakota Crest 2-room flats. You can only apply for those in Tengah and Yishun, because those are reserved for the singles, right? Singles are not allowed to apply for a 2-room flexi in a mature estate, and Dakota Crest happens to be a mature estate. So sorry to all you singles out there, I understand your pain, but it is what it is, right? But for people who have a choice, I think most importantly, you want to look at whether your finishes are optional or non-optional, because some of them would include a sliding door for that stuff, sanitary fittings and all that stuff. And then you have this optional component scheme, especially for the short lease 2-room flexi flats. Now, only those who are above age 55 can do the short lease flats. If you are single, you cannot do short lease, because all your flats must minimally allow you to stay until the age of 95 years old. And that's why for the senior citizens, HDB actually offer them this kind of OCS package at around 7.4k. So that will come with like lighting, window grills, built-in kitchen cabinets, built-in wardrobe, water heater, mirror and toilet roll holder, and laminated folding door for the flexible space. So that's like HDB giving them a renovation package, right? Like a budget renovation package. Everything is really basic, no customization, just do according to the template. So for those senior citizens who are looking to downgrade your existing flat and move into the 2-room flexi flat, maybe you want to consider this OCS. If you guys don't have like a decision on renovation, then just leave it to HDB. Everything's settled. Don't need to make so many decisions. Don't need to quarrel over design ideas. I think that's also another benefit as well if you're looking at the shortlist. Now with that, I went through all the 2-room flexi types. I know that most of it is repetitive, but that's just how it is, right? Just remember to look at whether your estate has the optional or non-optional component scheme, and discuss with your partner whether these finishes are okay or not. With that, if you found my comment useful, do help me comment a thank you at the bottom of the video, and I'll greatly appreciate it. And let's get back to the video. Hey, welcome back. So I hope that you have enjoyed my thorough analysis of the BTO site that you are applying for, and do take a look at the subscription rate as of the end of today. If you have found value, then remember to share it to your friends and family and give me a like at the bottom of this video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Also check out the prior BTO map analysis to go through what are the surrounding things around in your estate. With that, thank you for watching. My name is Christopher. This is Honey Money SG, steering young adults to financial independence.